जयो यमुनातीरवनचारी जयो कुञ्ज विहारी जयो राधा माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो यशोदानंदना जयो ब्रज जनरंजना जयो ब्रज जनरंजना जयो यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्त्रोत्र श्रीमद्भाई चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्त्रोत्र श्रीमद्भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नवाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय। यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assemble devotees, all glories to assemble devotees, all glories to assemble devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. A loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol. So welcome to this very, very special Prerana festival, and we are very fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhu. All of you know Gaur Vilas Prabhu. For the newcomers, I'm telling, Prabhuji is doctor. He completed his MBBS in 2009 from prestigious JJ Medical College, and while studying, he came across Krishna consciousness, and then he found that the spiritual studies really help in mental and physical wellness also. So he decided to join full-time here in 2010. And since then, he's been visiting many colleges, especially the medical field, and a lot of colleges like JJ College and Science Medical College. And he gives wonderful seminars there for the students. He's also gives nice lectures to the doctors also, the faculty members. So we can say he's the doctor of the doctors. And he's very much well known in ISKCON as given a Srimad Bhagavatam speaker. He is very much absorbed in reading Bhagavatam, giving Bhagavatam classes. He goes to different places in Mumbai to give Bhagavatam's classes on like Ghatkopar. There is a nice congregation community. He goes there. In IOS also, we see him leading very much practically. We have nice IOS camps. How many have been to the IOS camps? Say Haribol. So Prabhuji is the backbone, main person behind the IOS camps. And we have an IOS core body where the main leading preachers, they come together and churn how we can do IOS preaching. And this year he's serving as IOS chairman. So we are very fortunate he is here. And more than this, he's been a wonderful Vaishnava. He's been serving all the devotees. He's looking after the Sevasthan here where the Brahmachari's health care is also taken care. And we are really, really inspired by his devotional service. So let us welcome him by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Nanda Gaur Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for this Prerana festival. So it is a great honor and privilege to address all the wonderful devotees, audience. It is a wonderful experience to be with all the youth of Mumbai, bubbling with enthusiasm, coming all the way to attend this wonderful program, festival. It is a festival of inspiration, that is Prerana, And in these festivals, we are trying to go beyond our lower nature, and we want to develop our connection with the Supreme Lord. That's why we are here for. Otherwise, we could have done so many other things on the Saturday, weekend, Sunday. But most of the students, devotees, they are here. Many times spending every weekend, every Sunday in temple. And some of your friends must be asking, "ये तो दिन भर मंदिर में क्या करता है?" मंदिर का business तो it gets over in 5 minutes, मंदिर जाओ, घंटी बजाओ, जो मांगना है मांग लो, and you come back. That's it. You spend whole day in temple. And Saturdays also. Saturday is a time where we do all the party and move around with our friends. But it is a wonderful experience to see so many youth who are interested in learning about spiritual life. So today we'll be discussing a very, very interesting story, a story of hope. Because it is very, very crucial for all of us to be hopeful in life, And many things put us down. Our parents, they put lots of hope on us. They have put lots of hope and they have sent all the children in colleges, hostel mein bichare reh rahe, and parents are thinking, "Bachcha padhai karega acha." One time a father tells son, "Beta, this son barely manages to pass. 35-40% लाता है." And he tells, "Beta, इस बार तुझे 90% लाना है." So beta is also no less. He says, "Papa, इस बार तो 100% का try कर रहा हूँ मैं." So Papa said, "मजाक मत कर." बेटा बोलता है, "शुरू किसने किया?" So everybody is hopeful in this world कि नहीं कुछ तो करेगा, So all of us, we want to become a better person, better spiritualist, trying to connect with the Supreme Lord. So much struggle we are doing. And those who are staying in our bases, to stay in a base is not an easy job. Getting up early in the morning, attending Mangal Aarti. Those of who have experienced staying in base, they know what I am speaking. रात में कभी भी आओ, सुबह मंगल आरती में आना ही है. And one time one boy, one of our devotees, he had late night and he got up early in the morning, attended Mangal Aarti, chanting, and then he went to college and he sat on the front bench and he started sleeping. So the teacher came and he just tapped on the shoulder of this boy. And he was just dozing off. He got up and said, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna." That's what we have to do, right? When somebody taps us, "Uto." बहुत तपस्या है नहीं? It is a big, big tapasya. So much troubles we are taking to come close to spiritual life. So in our practice of spirituality, there are many stages we go through in our life. The first stage is the helpless defeat. When some temptations come, we just surrender to it. We don't even struggle. That's the beginning years of our spiritual practices. We are trying to sit and chant, and some of our friends say, "Chal naya movie nikla hai." And we don't even struggle. We said, "बाद में कर लेंगे यार chanting." Chanting कहाँ जा रहा है? Feedback तो यहीं पे रहने वाला है. Feedback तो लेने नहीं वाला है कोई. बाद में हो जाएगा. And we always think, चलो यार बाद में कर लेंगे, अपना time आएगा. Later it will be done. And we many times don't even struggle. Srila Prabhupada, he tells there are 4 levels of intelligence people have in this world. The first class intelligent person, how he learns? He learns by hearing. He hears, oh, stealing is bad. Okay, I'll not do this. Second level of the intelligent person, he thinks, how he learns? He learns by seeing. He sees somebody stealing and he is getting caught by police and he's beaten. He says, "Nahi baba, nahi karna chahiye." Third level person, how he learns? He learns by experience. He thinks, isko nahi aata hai. I am better. I will steal in a better way. And when he is caught, he is beaten, he says, "Nahi, nahi baba, nahi karna chahiye." But the fourth class person, what is his situation? He never learns. He thinks, इस बार ये गलती किया, next time I will not repeat this. So the desire to enjoy, desire to get the things of the world never goes. One time in one festival in the temple, the devotees had made a big, huge, nice cake with wonderful icing on the cake. It was looking very delicious. सुन के ही थोड़ा excitement होता है नहीं? That is the joy we have in this world. सुन के अच्छा लगता है. आज डिनर में छोले पनीर, पूरी, ये सब कुछ भी नहीं है. सुन के अच्छा लगता है. प्रभु जी और बोलिए, अच्छा लग रहा है. So this devotees had made a wonderful cake and it was offered to the Lord, and then devotees were waiting, कब मिलेगा. So one piece was given, पहले वाला devotee के हाथ में, one very nice piece, and he tasted that and his face had a very different look. You know what had happened? The cook, instead of putting sugar, he had put citric acid. You know, those of you are cooking, they know citric acid and sugar, they look similar. So this devotee, he had a very bitter taste. So he said, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? देखने में इतना अच्छा लग रहा है, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. He turned it around. He thought maybe this side has some problem. Other side will be good. So that's how the desire to enjoy never goes. Helplessly one gets defeated. But then after going through some process of purification or practicing spirituality, now he thinks, no, I should struggle. I should go above my lower temptations. How many of you have gone through this struggle during, lower temptations, struggle with lower temptations? नहीं करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए. Any of you have gone through? जो नहीं उठा रहे हो झूठ बोल रहे हैं. Every one of us have gone through. And then, sometimes we are defeated. Struggle, but still get defeated. But the important thing is never give up. In the boxing ring, when a person is declared defeated, anyone knows? When he refuses to get up. No problem in falling down. सब लोग गिरते हैं. No problem in getting defeated. But again get up and start fighting again. That is a spiritualist. So struggle and still get defeated. Then one goes to the third level. Now this devotee, spiritualist, has some strength. So we should not voluntarily go and take some risks, Just like if you are traveling in a safari in a jungle and you see a lion lying down. And if you start thinking, so raha hai ki mar gaya hai? Let's go and slap one. Arey nahi mara hoga to you will be dead, So we should never ever try to take unnecessary risks. Don't try to judge yourself. मैं कितना ऊपर उठ गया हूँ देखता हूँ. ये सब तो मोह माया में पड़े हुए पतित जीव हैं. Now I have started chanting also. So unless we develop that higher taste, that's what Krishna says. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. The more we practice spiritual life, the more we develop a connection with the Supreme Lord. Param drishtva, the higher taste. Govinda's nahi. Higher taste in chanting, So now this devotee, he has developed some more strength, struggle, and now he becomes successful also sometimes. So after coming to Krishna consciousness, how many of us have experienced some transformation in our lives? कुछ बदला है? How many of your friends have told यार तू बदल गया यार, पहले ऐसा नहीं था तू, पहले तो हमारे जैसा था, नॉर्मल दिखता था, नॉर्मल कपड़े पहनता था, कुछ और ही पहनता है. Our lives have changed a lot. After coming to Krishna consciousness, we have learned so many things which we didn't know earlier. Before coming to ISKCON, we knew only 2 Ekadashis, Ashadi and Kartik. ISKCON में आने के बाद पता चला 22 और होती हैं. अरे एकादशी means what? साबुदाना खिचड़ी खाने वाला दिन. Now we came to know, अरे बाबा, Ekadashi is meant to chant more, remember the Lord more. Before coming to ISKCON, Gita means तुम क्या लेके आए थे जो लेके जाओगे, तुम्हारा क्या था जो तुमने खो दिया. So those of you who have read Gita, ये भगवत गीता में है ही नहीं कहीं पे. Bhagavad Gita, before coming to ISKCON, Bhagavad Gita was book for dead people. मर गए हैं, चलो 15वां अध्याय पढ़ना चाहिए. Now we came to know it is for living people also. वैष्णव मतलब धोती कुर्ता मीन्स गरीब, वो गांव वालों का ड्रेस है यार, हम तो मॉडर्न है, हम क्यों पहनेंगे. Now we are understanding this is a Vaishnava dress. So many things we have learned. So we may have defeated many times, now we get success also sometimes. So we should not be scared of defeat. Tatha na te madhavatavaka kvachit brashyanti marga tvaibadda saurida. So Devatas, just now Janmashtami went by, when Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki, all the Devatas, they came and they are offering prayers and they are telling, oh my Lord, your devotees are wonderful. Even if they fall down, they don't fall like other people. They again get up quickly and again come to the regular practice of spiritual life. And the devotee, once he has practiced chanting, when he has started eating prasad, prasad is the most attractive force for all the youth here, At least we can tell in this group. I can tell about myself also, When I was in college, Gaur Vilas Prabhu would come with khichdi and halwa. So in the first year, pineapple butter halwa, So I would tell my friend, yaar, tu ja raha hai na? Lecture khatam hoga to mere ko miss call dena. So that's how I would go, just to take prasad. But anyone who has tasted prasad, anyone who has chanted little bit, anyone who has attended some of the Prerana festivals, and if they think, ज़्यादा हो गया अभी यार, थोड़ा break लेते हैं नहीं, ये महीना I will not go to Prerana festival. Next महीना, next week we'll go. But Krishna is so wonderful, Once you have entered his range, shooting range, once you are in Krishna's grip, then you can't leave. One time there was one devotee, he was staying in temple for a few months and then he thought, enough, thoda break leke aate hain. So he was a good surfer. So he went and he thought, I'll do some surfing and then I'll just spend some time. I'll come back after a few days. He started doing surfing. He was an expert surfer. And he saw a shark coming right in front. He thought, यार मैं इतना साल सर्फिंग किया, कभी शार्क नहीं आया, अभी आना था इसको. So ISKCON devotees know panic button क्या होता है. Started singing Narsingh Aarti. Narsingh Aarti खत्म हो गया, still the shark is coming. तुलसी आरती भी गा लिया. मंगल आरती is also over. और कुछ आता नहीं है. नया नया devotee था. So he thought, अब क्या करें? He made a earnest prayer, oh my Lord, please एक बार ये shark को हटाओ इधर से. I will go and definitely I will never come back. So that day Shark decided to do Ekadashi, So he ran back to temple and the devotees were thinking, किधर था ये, दिखा नहीं. थोड़ा सेवा था. So once you start coming to bhakti, practice spirituality, Krishna will make sure that you will come back to him. That is our hope, That is not a problem. That is the hope we have. And then ultimately, after practicing for a long, long time, one comes to the fourth level, that is effortless success. This devotee is never agitated by the problems of the world, temptations of the world. He is pakka, steady devotee. Sorry. वो बाद में आएगा. So many times we are captive of our lower conditionings, our lower nature, and we can't come out of them on our own, Sometimes our greed, our anger, our lust, they keep attracting us. And we have to be really on guard because we know it is very, very deadly to get into all these different things. And our mind keeps troubling us. How many of you have your mind troubling us anytime? Everyone, Everyone has their mind troubling them some point of time. And the battle starts right in the morning, Alarm baja. How many of you put alarms to get up? How many of you snooze once and get up? एक बार snooze किया उठ गए. How many of you snooze twice? 2 बार snooze करते हैं फिर उठ जाते हैं. कौन 3 बार snooze करके उठते हैं? बाकी लोग कैसे उठते हैं? बाकी लोग बोलते हैं तू बजता रहे, तू अपने आप बंद हो जा. As alarm goes off, our mind starts saying, 5 minutes. 5 minutes के बाद. Our mind, intelligence and the senses, they have their typical battle. Just imagine a scenario, कल एग्जाम है आपका. रात के 2 बज गए हैं. और आंखें बोलती हैं, सो जा. Mind says, मैं तो कब से बोल रहा हूँ. Intelligence says, साल भर पढ़ाई नहीं किया है, पढ़ ले बेटा. Okay, जैसे तैसे करके, 1 more hour passes by. 3 बज गया. Now our eyes says we are going on strike. Enough is enough. Mind says, बाहर देख, light बुझ गई है सब जगह, कोई नहीं बच जगह है. And now the intelligence says, okay, we'll sleep. 7 बजे alarm लगा के we'll get up, And then the alarm goes off at 7 o'clock and the mind starts screaming, बंद कर, पहले बंद कर इसको, So that is the typical battle which goes on, It is very difficult to control the mind, control the senses. And everyone fighting the battle, getting beaten, getting defeated also, but still, कोई पूछता है कैसा चल रहा है? अरे फर्स्ट क्लास. 25 पैसे का सर्कस सुना है ना आप लोगों ने? मेला लगा एक बार. मेले में at one place it was written 25 पैसे में सर्कस. Huge line. And they were allowing 1 person at a time. So 1 person entered and he found, कुछ नहीं, nothing is there. There's 1 person sitting in the corner. He went and said, भाई साहब सर्कस किधर है? So he had a big stick. We took out that stick, started beating. 25 पैसे में सर्कस दिखता है क्या? भाग यहाँ से. He came out running and he saw a huge lion standing in expectation. मेरा number next. And then he asks, पहला वाला पूछा, कैसा था? He says, first class. You also go inside. Where? So that's how, when we struggle with our lower nature, it is very difficult. मतलब कोई कुछ भी बोल ले. How many instructions we hear, but if we are not, applying that in our life, our situation will be like this. I'll just... You can sit down. So that's how, if we are not careful, we may lose this opportunity to practice this spiritual life. Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki jai. So we have to understand how to overcome the temptations, the captivity, how to come out of the captivity of the lower nature. Because we are learning the rescue mission. How to get rescued from our lower nature. So recite this verse. All of you can repeat. Indriyani paranyaho. Indriyebhya param manaha. Manasastu para buddhi. Yo buddhe paratastu saha. So this verse, Krishna is describing the hierarchy. Lower than the dead matter is the senses. Higher than the senses is the mind, higher than mind is intelligence, and higher than intelligence is the soul. So ultimately, if we want to control our mind and intelligence, now our intelligence is also corrupted only. Ideally, intelligence should say, you should not do this wrong thing. Intelligence says, plan karte hain, kaise karna hai. So now we have to go above intelligence. And that is the spiritual nature. So spirituality is a time-tested process to free us from this captivity of lower nature. Just to give you some statistics to understand how spirituality is so very powerful, because nowadays, in a modern generation, young generation thinks spirituality तो पुराने जमाने के लोगों के लिए या फिर बुढ़ापे में करने वाली चीजें हैं. अभी तो यार this is the time to enjoy. ये सब माला वाला करने के लिए थोड़ी ना बना है ये सब समय. So this is the statistics, Indian population and US population. Now, for 34 crore US population, how many police stations they have? Okay, 17,985 is the latest figure. So according to this, how many police stations India should have? At least 4 guna hona chahiye na, 4 times it should be. So this is the number of police stations India has. And you know what? The crime rate of India is less than America. Just to give you this statistic, how crime rate of India is less than America. Out of 34 crore people, US has 18 lakh people in jail. Okay? Prison population. And out of 140 crore Indian population, we have how many? 6 lakhs. So just see the proportion. Every 1,500,000 Americans are in jail. And every 1 lakh Indian population, 42 are in jail. So that's how we have to understand spirituality plays a major role in subduing our lower nature. There are 2 things which control people, Shastra or Shastra. If we are not controlled by Shastra, then we need Shastra, either weapons or knowledge. So spirituality is very, very important. And that's why when Macaulay, he came to India, he understood the length and breadth of India. He traveled across India and he realized that the backbone of this country is the culture, and the education system. India is not known for high-rise buildings, fast cars, technology. Of course, we are, growing in all these fields. India is known for what? Spirituality and culture. That is the USP of India. And the more we cash on to this spirituality, this USP will be able to subdue our lower nature. It is very, very important to understand this principle. Otherwise, these numbers are really startling. When young generation, they don't know why we are doing what we are doing, then they think, ये सब तो फालतू है. क्या जरूरत है ये सब? When one time a son goes to his father and asks, पापा वो शादी में वो वर वधू हाथ मिलाते हैं ना, पाणी ग्रहण होता है ऐसा, होता है ना? बोले हमको क्या मालूम है ऐसा. So he asking his father, पापा वो क्यों करते हैं ऐसा? तो पापा भी अपने मॉडर्न पापा हैं. He also didn't know, so he used his intelligence. He said, बेटा बॉक्सिंग का मैच देखा है तूने? बोले हाँ पापा. वो सबसे पहले क्या होता है उसमें? बोले पापा हाथ मिलाते हैं. बोले बस बेटा वैसा ही है, उसके बाद असली मैच शुरू होता है. So if such type of answers are given, then what the young generation will feel? This is all useless, So when we come to such discussions, when we hear Bhagavad Gita, we understand the more we connect to the Supreme Lord, the more we can subdue our lower nature, the more we can overcome our faults and lower tendencies. It is very, very powerful. Spirituality is very, very powerful. Srila Prabhupada, when he went to America, he went with 40 rupees. And he came back with a property worth 40 crores. He had temples all over the world. One businessman, Indian businessman, he came and met Srila Prabhupada and he asked, Swamiji, ये सब आपने कैसे किया? So Prabhupada said, मैं अमेरिका गया, हिंदी में चल रहा है discussion. He said, मैं अमेरिका गया, पेड़ के नीचे बैठा, कीर्तन किया, सब हो गया. बोले नहीं स्वामी जी और क्या किया? बस कीर्तन किया और सब हो गया. He says, नहीं स्वामी जी ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? और तो कुछ किया रहेगा. So he's not able to understand the power of spiritual sound vibration. This chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is the most powerful vibration in the entire universe. Provided we tap in this powerhouse, we'll get unlimited powers, Otherwise, we'll be just like people who are licking the honey bottle from outside. Never tasted it. And those who are doing it, we feel, पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है, क्या कर रहे हैं, मुझे तो कुछ भी मजा नहीं आ रहा है. Because we never prayed intensely enough. This is a wonderful statement. Prayers are not a stepney wheel to be used in emergency. Prayers are steering wheel which keeps us on the right path throughout. So keep praying to the Lord. Prayers are very important. When things go out of capacity, then only we say, Bhagwan bacha lo, ab kuch nahi ho sakta hai. Now you only can save us. Save me. एक बार एक स्टूडेंट एग्जाम लिखने गया, क्वेश्चन पेपर आया, 5 minutes में ही इज गोइंग आउट. सो टीचर बोलता है, बेटा तुझे अपने ऊपर विश्वास नहीं है? सो इसे, मैडम जिसके ऊपर विश्वास था वो आया नहीं है. So when things go beyond our capacity, then we pray. We should learn to pray every day, every moment. That is the life of a spiritualist. So the story which we'll be discussing today, anyone can guess which story we'll be discussing today? What is this rescue mission? Who is rescuing whom? Okay, somebody saying Dhruva. Gajendra, okay, any? Ajamil, okay, any other? Prahlad, okay, wonderful. All these are right answers, but इसमें से कुछ नहीं discuss होगा आज. Any other guesses? हाँ? क्या मंदिर में बैठ के मैं पुलवामा अटैक डिस्कस करूँगा क्या? Okay, so today we'll be discussing the wonderful story of Lord Krishna rescuing Rukmini Devi. It is a wonderful, wonderful story. It is a story of hope. And we should know, Krishna tested Rukmini Devi till end. We'll be discussing the story, we'll be hearing the story. So we should know how Krishna works in this world. How our Supreme Lord, he deals with his devotees. We should know the protocols so that we know the ways in which we should practice spiritual life. Otherwise, we may get disturbed, disgusted, क्या चल रहा है लाइफ में? इतना सब छोड़ के अभी chanting करना शुरू किया है. Still Krishna is putting me in so many difficulties. What is happening in life? We should understand Krishna is the most powerful personality. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Sarvaloka maheshwaram is an all-powerful Lord. And just imagine, if I tell you the most powerful personality of the universe is your dearmost friend. कैसा लगेगा? It's such a relief, right? जो भी होगा है ना आप, हाँ बचा लेंगे हम लोग. I will save you. Krishna is giving assurance again and again. I will protect my devotee. So Krishna, he has always rescued his devotee in difficult situations. Whenever problem comes in life of his devotee, Krishna is there. We'll recite this beautiful verse. Ananya shintayanto mam ye janah pariyupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Krishna is giving the life insurance policy here. We have heard about LIC, जिंदगी के साथ भी, जिंदगी के बाद भी. But जिंदगी के बाद किसके काम आता है? Our relatives, they only get benefited by the insurance. But this policy which Krishna is giving, this will help us in this life and in the next life, provided we have faith in Him. If we have faith in the protection of the Lord, He can do miracles in our life. And Krishna, He keeps sending His devotees to rescue all of us. Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70, he went to America. A few days back, we celebrated the appearance day of Srila Prabhupada also. At the age of 70, he went to America, had 2 heart attacks on the ship. But after reaching Boston, he didn't say, cardiologist ke paas jate hain pehle. He started doing his preaching and he went to so many difficult places. He was preaching in Africa also. And one time, as he was sitting in Africa giving a talk, and they were all tribal people. So some people, there were some flies moving around. So one of them caught a fly, popped up in his mouth. Africa. So Prabhupada, he said, for all the other world, we have 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. In Africa, we have 5th one also, no eating flies. So he brought people from such, caliber to highest platform of pure spiritual life. And Srila Prabhupada, he has done it in an amazing way. One time Srila Prabhupada, he asked his disciples, am I simple or crooked? So what disciples would say? Prabhupada, you are simple. Prabhupada said, no, I am crooked. I came to America, I tricked all of you to come to Krishna consciousness. You know what Prabhupada would do? He would he would call people, they would come, and Prabhupada would make a huge feast. And on the door, there was a big jar full of gulab jamuns kept. India में नहीं चलेगा, jar गायब हो जाएगा. So these people, they would come, they would eat, and while going, they would have one gulab jamun also, and then they would think, wow. They would not understand even a word what Prabhupada is speaking. But what attracted them? Gulab jamun. And then one thing, Swamiji loves us. He cares for us. That kept them going, Prabhupada had a thick Bengali accent. So one time Srila Prabhupada, he was speaking and he was saying, So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to save us. So these devotees were thinking, what is Prabhupada saying? So they clarified, Prabhupada, save us or shave us? Prabhupada said, to shave you and save you. Prabhupada went through very difficult situations just so that all of us can come to spiritual life. So this story begins in the 10th canto where Krishna, after killing Kamsa, Kamsa had two wives, Asti and Prapti. They were the daughters of Jarasandha. They went to Jarasandha and they told, what has happened? We have become widows. You do something. Jarasandha became filled with anger. He came and attacked Krishna, attacked Mathura with 23 Akshohini divisions. How many divisions of armies were there in the Kurukshetra war? Anyone knows? 18. Jarasandha attacked with 23 Akshohini divisions. And Krishna, he thought, okay, why I have come in this world? To destroy all the adharmic people. Oh, khud hi chal ke aa rahe hain. Good. So he, and along with Balaramji, they came out of the city of Mathura. And they invoked their celestial chariot. The celestial chariot of Krishna and Balaram appeared, filled with all the weapons. And within few hours, single-handedly, Krishna and Balaram destroyed 23 Akshohini divisions. That was the power of Krishna and Balaram. But they didn't kill Jarasandha. Why? Because they knew wapas jayega leke aayega. Prabhupada said this is called as lazy intelligence. I will sit here. Why I have to run around killing all the demons? Jarasandha will get all the demons and I'll kill them. So that's how he was doing it for 17 times. Every time he would get such a huge army and Krishna would destroy everyone and he would leave Jarasandha. 18th time, Krishna had a different plan. Krishna, this time, he ran away from the battlefield. And that's why he's called as Ranachhod. There is a beautiful temple in Dakor. वहाँ पे ऐसा बोलते हैं, मंदिर माँ कौन छे, राजा रण छोड़ छे, ऐसा कहते हैं. Krishna is glorified for running away from the battlefield. Can anyone afford to do this? Krishna is glorified for whatever he does. For stealing butter, he is glorified. Makhan chor. For running away from the battlefield, he is glorified. Ran chhod. Chalo, ye sab to chalega. He is dancing with other men's wives and he is glorified. None of us can try to imitate that. Hum bhi Krishna ke bhakt hain. That's how Krishna is. Why he ran away from the battlefield? That is a secret. So Jarasandha is chasing Krishna and Balaram. They both climbed a very huge mountain, Pravarshana, which was how long? How high? 90 miles. They climbed on top of this mountain and Jarasandha, he thought, I will burn Krishna and Balaram. He put fire all around and then he left. He thought, abhi ye to jal jayenge. They jumped. Krishna and Balaram jumped from 90-mile high mountain and they landed very safely and they went to Mathura. They went to Dwarka, by the way, because by that time Krishna had shifted his entire city to Dwarka. Why he left the battlefield? That is very important, because he was on a rescue mission. He had to save somebody. This story is going on between Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit. Some of you may be knowing Bhagavatam is described by Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit, he is very eager to hear. And he is not thinking, कब तक बोलेंगे मालूम नहीं. ठीक है, बोलिए आज आपका दिन है. He is very eager. One time Radha Govind Maharaj, he was speaking in a village. And village में they have a tradition, if there is Krishna Katha going on और कथा चल रहा है तो बीच में से उठ के नहीं जाना चाहिए. अपशकुन होता है. So Maharaj, he continues 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. रुक ही नहीं रहे हैं. So everybody's in tension, कब तक बोलेंगे? So after 2 hours, Maharaj said, हाँ, किसी को कुछ प्रश्न है? One person raised his hand. हाँ, बोलिए, क्या प्रश्न है? स्वामी जी, एक कथा खत्म कब होगी? Parikshit was very eager to hear. आगे क्या हुआ? Can you please tell me what happened? Why Krishna left the battlefield? What happened after that? So please continue the story. I am very, very eager to listen. So Shukdev Goswami continues the story. Parikshit was very alert. There are 3 modes of material nature, Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. They are always working on our lives. Just like आज सुबह से the excitement was, अरे चलो प्रेरणा है, जाएंगे, class सुनेंगे. It is like Sattvagun, excitement to hear something spiritual. And now you are here and just imagine 9 बज गया, 8:45 हो गया, 8:45, okay, अभी खत्म करेंगे प्रभु जी. 9 o'clock, क्या चल रहा है? अभी तो क्वेश्चन आंसर का टाइम है. 9:15, this is enough. अब तो मैं जा रहा हूँ. Restlessness sets in, that is passion. And sometimes, यहाँ से अच्छा व्यू दिखता है सबका. Sometimes, somebody is very silently sitting. Some people, with their closed eye also, they are smiling. If somebody is very silently sitting, that means there are 2 options. या तो सुन रहा है, या तो सोने की तैयारी में है. So Parikshit was very eager to listen. So Shukdev Goswami continues. He describes, there was a great king Bhishmaka. He had a beautiful daughter. Her name was Rukmini. And Rukmini, she had heard a lot about Krishna. I will recite this beautiful verse. Saupashrutya mukundasya Rupa virya gunashriya Grihagatam giyamanai Tammene sadrishim patim. So she would hear about Krishna a lot. So many sages would come in the palace of Bhishmaka and they would speak about Krishna. What they would speak about Krishna? Rupa, Virya, Guna, Shri. They would speak about the beauty of Krishna, power, wealth, qualities. All these things, they attracted the mind of Rukmini. So the more we hear about somebody, we get attracted to that person or that thing. So try to hear about the Lord more. Try to hear about the qualities of the Lord. Try to chant more. That is very, very powerful way to get attracted to the Lord. In a prayerful mood, in an attentive mood. Now, Rukmini, he wanted to marry Krishna. But now starts the first step in our spiritual practices. She made the choice. I want to marry Krishna. But the brother of Rukmini, who was he? Jarasandha नहीं रहे. एक बार ऐसे ही मैं I was talking to teenagers, and I asked a question. कंसा और रावण में क्या रिश्ता था? क्या रिश्ता था? ये देख जो बोल रहा है जय विजय. So one boy says, सर फ्रेंड होंगे. दूसरा बोलता है सर भाई होंगे. So ये तो हाल है अपना. So Rukmi, he was the brother of Rukmini. He was envious of Krishna. He wanted to get Rukmini married to Shishupal. Rukmini made a choice. I don't want to marry Shishupal. Where is Shishupal? Where is Krishna? He is like a jackal. Krishna is like a lion. So the more we are convinced, what increases our attraction to somebody? or something, when we are hearing about, what should we hear? How should we increase our convictions to practice spirituality? By reading about Krishna. We should read the books, read Bhagavad Gita. One time Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he was describing that in Tirupati, he was speaking in 2022, in a book distribution marathon time, he was speaking this story, wonderful story. In Tirupati, there was a person, he died. He was taken to crematorium. As he was about to be burnt, he got up. And everybody shocked, bhook to nahi aa gaya. So he said, no, I am normal only. So he got up, and then after that he went right to ISKCON temple and he asked, Bhagavad Gita as it is, eh? They said, yes, we have. They gave Bhagavad Gita as it is. And he was so happy, he started crying. He said, aaj tak koi Bhagavad Gita leke roya nahi. What is the problem? He said, you know what happened? I was dead some time back. And he remembered what happened after he died. The Yamdutas, they took me to Yamraj. And Yamraj, he took out my file. And he realized, ये गलत आदमी को लेके आए हैं. कभी-कभी ऐसी गलती हो जाती है. So Yamraj told Yamdutas, you send him back. Send this person back. दूसरे आदमी को लेके आना है. So Yamdutas, they sent him back, and then while leaving him, they said, please read Bhagavad Gita as it is, okay? And if you read, सच में ऐसा वो बोल रहा है, he's speaking like this. Yamdutas told him, you read Bhagavad Gita, you go to this Krishna temple nearby, and you get Bhagavad Gita, then you will not see us again, okay? So Yamdutas are also preaching. And our problem is, we think Bhagavad Gita, वो तो as it is है ना प्रभु जी. So we like that subtitle very much. So as it is रखा रहता है वो, you know. Take out that, read Bhagavad Gita. See right type of movies. Don't see all the nonsense movies. Just like Abhi Narsimha movie has come. See those movies which will uplift us in our spiritual practices. Make good friends which will help us in our spiritual practice. Who will help us? And then don't listen to all the different types of music which is Rajoguni, Tamoguni. Try to chant the names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we should choose right things in our life. Just like Rukmini made right decision. You choose what you are putting in your mind. If you are putting garbage in your mind, flowers will not come out. You know, what will come out is garbage only. So we should be very, very attentive what we are putting in our mind. Read scriptures. Nowadays, scriptures are, seen as very old things. हमको क्या जरूरत है ये सब पढ़ने की? Read scriptures every day. Then your intelligence will become very sharp and steady. Marga babhuva sandigdha trinai channa iha samskrita na abhyasyamana shrutayo dujai kale na chahata. How many of you have gone to your countryside? गांव में गए हैं? गांव में? How many of you have been to? उसमें खेतों के बीच में ऐसा पगडंडी होती है, उसमें because nobody makes those. How they are formed? Because people keep walking. अपने आप बन जाते हैं. Similarly, this verse says when we keep reading scriptures, then the path of our mind will be very, very clear. Otherwise, doubts will come. पता नहीं ये गड़बड़ तो नहीं है, मुझे बुद्धू तो नहीं बना रहे लोग, प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं हो जाएगा, मेरा भी हेयर स्टाइल चेंज तो नहीं हो जाएगा. So all these doubts will come if we are not reading scriptures. And the more we read scriptures, the more we'll be steady in this path. Just like in the class, there are two types of students which are happy. One student is who has done 4 times revision, 4 बार पढ़ लिया, सब मालूम है, वो सब अपने friends के, tomorrow exam is there, and he goes to his friend's room and आशीर्वाद दे के आता है, टेंशन मत ले यार, हो जाएगा. And दूसरा टाइप का पर्सन स्टूडेंट क्या है? उसको मालूम ही नहीं प्रोफेसर दिखता कैसा है. There are some students like this. They have never been to college. 4 बार फेल हुए, 5 बार सही है, और क्या है? अपने को क्या प्रॉब्लम है? हमारा काम है कॉलेज में आना, कॉलेज का काम है हमको निकालना. So we should be very, very, clear. Where do we want to stand in life? Otherwise, if we are not reading scriptures, some people sometimes, I saw some funny answers people write in their exams. Just like this question had come, Hadappa Mohenjo-daro Sanskriti pe Prakash daliye. So he's putting Prakash. फिर उसको क्वेश्चन आए, expand a plus b raised to n. He's expanding. And then he was asked, find x. बोलता, here it is. और ये बोलता है कबीर दास के ऊपर निबंध लिखिए. ही इज राइटिंग निबंध ऑन कबीर दास. सो इफ वी डोंट स्टडी, फिर ऐसा ऐसा लिखना पड़ेगा. सो Rukmini, he made the right choice. Just like Arjun made the right choice. Just before the battle was about to begin, Arjun and Duryodhana, they both went to Krishna asking for help. And Krishna said, I divide myself in 2 parts. On one side, my entire Narayani Sena, on the other side, myself. But I'll not fight. Now you choose. And he gave first chance to Arjun, because Krishna saw him first. Because he was sitting on the feet. And Duryodhana came and he was sitting on the head side. So Arjun said, Krishna, what I'll do with army if you are not there? I want you. And Duryodhana was thinking, how foolish he is. So he pretended as if, ठीक है, अभी तो I will be satisfied with Narayani Sena only. But he was the most foolish person. He didn't know, Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Wherever Krishna is there, victory is guaranteed, So that's how we have to understand. The more we make right choices in our life, the more we will become successful in controlling our lower nature. So whenever there is an option of going to movies or going to temple, choose. Whenever there is an option of reading some novel or reading Bhagavad Gita, choose. Whenever there is an option that eating all the food which is available or eating prasad, choose. Mixing with all the friends who have nothing to do with spirituality, or staying with devotees who sometimes troubles us. Sometimes they don't come up to our expectations. We have to choose किसके साथ रहना है. And when we make right choices, then the next things will come. Next challenges will come. Don't think life will be एकदम मजेदार चल रहा है प्रभु जी. After I have started chanting, life is just a cakewalk. मजा आ रहा है. मजा, sometimes we feel मजा आता है, like chanting, dancing, feasting, but it is not always मजा. Challenges will be part of life. So Rukmini, because he envied Krishna, he decided to marry Rukmini with Shishupal. And that's how our lower nature, as we start choosing Krishna, our lower nature will trouble us. And our mind will say, what are you doing? This will not work. Nahi kaam karta ye sab. And this is a very, very common thing which every one of us has faced. We'll recite this. Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Arjuna is saying, Krishna, why this happens? Anichan api, ichha na hote hue bhi, although I don't like to do these wrong things, forcefully I do that thing. And many of us have experienced, I think all of us have experienced this. I know this is wrong, but still my lower nature is pushing me to do this wrong thing. Because we have done that thing in the past. The more we indulge in wrong things, the impressions, they become more and more stronger. And when we want to take right decisions, our mind will by default show us the wrong things only. As soon as we go to internet to search for Bhagavad Gita and type B, some Bollywood songs will come. B se Bollywood. Because we have searched that many times in the past. So these challenges will always be there in our life. That is the default, setting of a spiritual practitioner. But we have to develop the strength to face these challenges. Otherwise, mind will say, chanting karna hai, kal se karenge. Mind works differently. Material energy works differently for a spiritualist and a non-spiritualist. Materialist. For a materialist, Maya Devi will say, material energy will say, don't go to temple, don't chant, not good for you. And for a devotee, what Maya Devi will say? Karna hi hai, kal se. Aaj mat kar. Kal saath mein baith ke karenge. Mind will always give challenges. But one thing we should keep in mind, as soon as your mind tells something good, do it immediately. As soon as you start chanting, those of you who are chanting 8 rounds or 16 rounds or whatever rounds, after you are done with your chanting, अंदर से कभी कभी एक आवाज आती है नहीं, slowly it comes, एक और माला करना, and दूसरी बड़ी आवाज, बिल्कुल नहीं करने का. That soft voice is, who is speaking? That is the Lord speaking. अंदर से 2 प्रकार की आवाज आती है. Our Lord is also speaking as Paramatma and our mind also speaks. What is the difference? When the Lord speaks, it is very soft, slow and detached. Slowly you will hear something, sometime, and you will hear only once. And if you don't pay attention, it will not be heard again. And what is mind's voice? Loud, strong and attached. Karna hi padega, sunna hi padega. You can't miss it. And many times our mind is very loud, most of the times. So we have to understand, as soon as you get a desire to do something right, do it immediately. Because mind control is not so easy. Which is easy? Mind control or sense control? How many of you feel mind control is easier? How many of you feel sense control is easier? Of course, sense control is easier than mind control. Both are difficult because we have never done it. So therefore, Krishna says, please try to control your senses first. Tasmat tvam indriyani adau niyamya. Try to control your senses first. And then gradually, your mind will come under control. If you like to see something good, just try to restrain it. All our 5 senses, they are very active. We have to learn to control them. Control your tongue by eating only prasad. Otherwise, our tongue will really take us on a different journey. This is a very nice video, a few minutes, please see this.
似乎有动静。
So the desire to eat wrong things can really destroy us. So we are getting wonderful prasad to eat. So we should try to restrain our tongue and eat only prasad as much as possible. By eating prasad, we can purify our desire to eat all the other things of the world. If you have the desire to, see beautiful things, it is very difficult to restrain our eyes. Don't take unnecessary risks. We should never feel, मैं तो अभी pure हो ही गया हूँ. One person came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, it seems I have transcended lust. Prabhupada said, go to a doctor, there is some problem. Never ever take risks. Just like this person who is taking risk. This car driver, it will come. He is thinking, chalo thoda maja lete hain. So in the beginning, you will find, chalo bhag raha hai. So our lower nature is very powerful, Never ever underestimate your lower nature. कि अभी तो हो ही गया. So we have to be very careful. If we are not focusing on right things, we will focus on wrong things. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामा कामात् क्रोधो भिजायते. So Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, try to contemplate on the right things. Because whatever we contemplate on, we develop a desire to get that. And if we don't get it, then what happens? Anger comes. मुझे कैसे नहीं मिला? उसको मिला है, उसको मिल रहा है, सबको मिल रहा है, मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है. We develop a anger. And then ultimately we get frustrated and intelligence doesn't work and ultimately destruction. So if you want to control our desire to see good things, beautiful things, see the beautiful form of Krishna. Come to temple, take darshan of Radha Gopinath, and your mind and eyes will be pacified. You will not go on internet to see wrong things, obscene things, which never satisfies us. Similarly, all our other senses, they are also very active. I'll just quickly skip some of the things. How to control the mind? And the easiest way to control the mind is by chanting the names of the Lord and meditating on the Supreme Lord's names. Try to be attentive. Don't do multitasking while chanting, which we like to do. Hare Krishna, Krishna. ये जो beadbag से उंगली निकलती है ना, that is very deadly. वो सबसे खतरनाक रहती है. Can you give me your beadbag? So when we are chanting, it is very difficult to focus. And माला है कि नहीं अंदर? So, when we are chanting, try to be as much attentive as possible. But still your mind will take you everywhere. But try to bring it back. And, when we are chanting, most of us have this experience. कितने लोग ऐसा experience है बताना? अरे पहले ही बोल रहा है. We are chanting. बड़े वाले पे end होता है ना? यार वो बड़ा वाला आ नहीं रहा यार. कब से कर रहा हूँ बड़ा वाला आ ही नहीं रहा है. मिस तो नहीं हो गया. कितने लोगों ने अपना माला निकाल के देखा आ रहा है. So the more we are attentive in our chanting, the more our senses, the more our mind will be under control. So the first step is, what is the first step? Choices. When you make choices, then the next thing will come is, but third thing we have to do is make commitments. Rukmini Devi, she could tell, अब मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ? I can't do anything. I'll marry Shishupal. I have no option. But she was determined. She was committed to Krishna. She decided, I will marry only Krishna, nobody else. So as spiritual practitioners, we should be committed to these 5 S. So that is our lifeline. That is our commitment to the spiritual path. We should be committed to our spiritual practices, our sadhana, our daily chanting, whatever may happen. Hell or high water, I will chant my rounds every day. Kuch bhi ho, I will do it. Study scriptures. Even if you feel boring, maja nahi aa raha hai, same thing is repeated again and again. One devotee came and told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you are writing the same thing, you are not this body, you are soul. Prabhupada said, still you are not understanding. So don't expect miracles. ऐसा चमत्कार नहीं होगा कुछ भक्ति में. It is a slow process. It works slowly. Don't go under pure devotee syndrome. आज भर्ती कल चक्रवर्ती. ऐसा नहीं होता. It takes time for the process to work, provided you do it regularly. And as we are practicing these 5 things, the more we are committed, even if we fall down, even if we, are not able to come up to our expectations, stay committed. Rukmini didn't think मेरे भाग्य में नहीं होगा, Krishna नहीं होंगे मेरे भाग्य में. He's a supreme lord, I am ordinary girl. Why Krishna will come to marry me? She was determined. However fallen I am, how many faults I may be having, but still I will not give up. And Krishna is making declaration. You know what declaration Krishna is making? He is saying, please come to me however sinful you are. How many faults you may be having, I will not give up on anyone. That is a declaration. Shipram bhavati dharmatma sashvashantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi na me bhakta pranashyati. Krishna is saying, however sinful you may be. The previous verse to this verse, Krishna is saying, even if you are most sinful, sudurachari. मतलब कोई भी इतना सुदुराचारी कैटेगरी वाला नहीं लगता होगा, नहीं? मैं हूँ गड़बड़, बट सुदुराचारी नहीं, इतना भी नहीं. Krishna says, even if you are a sudurachari, if you are regularly chanting my names, come in association of devotees, bhajate maam ananya bhak, I consider you a saintly person. बोले सच में? That is how Krishna is magnanimous, He sees the good thing. When Putana came to kill Krishna, you know what Krishna saw in Putana? He saw at least दूध तो पिला रही है. At least she has come in the dress of a devotee, right? I will give her mercy. So Krishna says, even if you are most sinful, if you are serving me, very quickly you will become dharmatma. बड़ा word है नहीं, dharmatma. But just by practicing spiritual life, we can do this. Because Krishna never leaves anyone. Once you enter, we have heard many times Krishna consciousness is like entering a mafia. घुस सकते हैं अपनी मर्जी से, but you can't leave. When somebody enters underworld, and if he thinks enough is enough, I want to come out, then he is not allowed to go out. Why? You know why? Because he knows enough. He knows many secrets. So after attending all these classes, eating prasad, going to yatra, attending camps, if somebody thinks, थोड़ा break लेके आता हूँ, Krishna says, नहीं होता ऐसा. You can't leave now. You have entered my territory. Krishna never leaves any devotee. Even if you feel थोड़ा break लेके आता हूँ. How many of you think, यार lecture कुछ याद नहीं रहता, इतना सुनता हूँ सब भूल जाता हूँ, ऐसा लगता है किसी को? You try and do some wrong thing, गड़बड़ thing, all the lectures will go in amplified voice, ऐसा experience हुआ है किसी को, जो नहीं भी याद आता है सब याद आ रहा है, That's how Krishna is. न वै जनो जातु कथंचन ब्रजेन मुकुंद सेव्यन्यवदंग संसृतिम स्मरण मुकुंदांग्रिपगोहनम पुनः विहातुमिच्छे नरसग्रहो जना. This verse, it is described. Anybody who has tasted the nectar of bhakti once, all of us have tasted a little bit, right? Some yatras, some lecture, some katha, some prasad to. You try to go away, you will not be able to go. Rasagraha, you will be haunted by the ghost of good experiences. That is what Krishna tells. You can't leave. That is our hope. Krishna never gives up on anyone. Then the next thing we should do is contemplate. What was the first thing? Choice. Then next thing which comes is challenges. Third? And then you have to contemplate. You have to think, how should I want to practice my spiritual life? So Rukmini Devi, she started thinking, ab kya karna hai? How should I, communicate to Krishna that I want to marry you, O Krishna? She quickly wrote a letter, the first love letter in the history. And then she sent this letter with a Brahman. And this contemplation, all of us have to do. We have to jot down our action plan in spiritual life and in our material life. How do we want to go ahead in our life? Because either we want the success in the material world or in the spiritual world. We have to understand, we have to jot down and chalk out our plan. Be ambitious. Spiritualist is an ambitious person. But if our ambitions are coming out from the outside world, उसको देख के वो उसके पास बड़ी कार है, उसका बड़ा घर है, उसका बड़ा बंगला है, I also want it. When our ambitions are coming from the outside world, they just disturb us. We keep imitating the latest fashion. Oscar Wilde, he said something wonderful. Fashion is a form of ugliness so intolerable that we have to alter it every 6 months. 6 महीने से ज़्यादा नहीं सहन कर सकते भाई इसको. So when we see and get attracted by the glamour of the world and we think, I want it, that leads to just disturbance. It is like a Hiranyakashipu mentality. Running after things of the world, thinking that this will give me happiness, this will give me happiness. But milta kya hai? It is very difficult reality, just like this. When we are running after the things of the world, we realize that then मजा नहीं आया यार, जैसा चाहिए था वैसा नहीं मिला, और जैसा मिल गया तो it will not stay also. If our ambitions are coming from the inside world, that means what Krishna wants me to do. What is Lord speaking in Bhagavad Gita? Arjuna was ambitious, right? But his ambitions was, I want to serve Krishna, I want to connect to the Lord, I want to serve Him, I want to serve the society and humanity. Then that is fulfilling experience. That ambition gives fulfillment. And Srila Prabhupada was the emblem of that. He was a supremely ambitious person. At the age of 70, who goes to America with no money, no contacts, not knowing whether कुछ खाने के लिए मिलेगा कि नहीं? When we go for yatras, the biggest anxiety of a preacher is, प्रसाद कहाँ से मिलेगा? Every station, अच्छा यहाँ से breakfast, यहाँ से lunch, यहाँ से dinner. Srila Prabhupada had no guarantee whether he'll get some vegetarian food also to eat or not. But he had a mission. He wanted to help all the living entities, all the people in the world so that they can become peaceful in life. So this Brahmana, he was sent by Rukmini. He reached Dwarka. He explained the entire situation. He described what is happening in Kundinapur. Kundinapur is a city where Bhishmaka is staying. And then he explained everything and showed the letter, that this is a letter Rukmini Devi has written for you. Now the first thing which comes is the connection. We have to have some superiors, some teachers in our life through which we can develop connection with the Lord. We can't develop connection automatically on our own. This path of spirituality which we have received, it is a very rare path. Human life is still very rare, right? Out of many, many millions of living entities, how many get human body? Out of those who get human body, how many are attracted to spiritual life? Out of those who are attracted to spiritual life, how many actually know who is Krishna, who is God? And out of those who know who is God, how many develop a desire to love God? It is very rare. Develop a desire to love Krishna, develop a connection with the Lord, develop a connection with the bona fide parampara, in which we can develop connection with that Supreme Lord. So Srila Prabhupada, he did that. He developed such a wonderful society. He has made this society so that we can get benefited. So it is our responsibility to take advantage of this. This Brahmana, he is reading this letter of Rukmini. It has only 7 verses. So this is the first verse. I'll recite this. This is a little long. Shrutva gunan bhuvana sundara shinvatam te nirvishya karna vivarai harato angatapam rupam drisham drishimatam akhilartha labham tvayatchuta vishati chittam apatrapam me. In this verse, Rukmini Devi, she is saying, "Oh my Lord, I have heard about your glories." When we offer prayers to the Lord, we should tell that, "Oh my Lord, I have heard about your glories. Now I want to develop connection with you." And she says, "Oh my Lord, if you don't come," she says, "please come and rescue me. I don't want to get married to Shishupal." And she tells a whole plan, how you will rescue me and how you will kidnap me. She's saying, when I'll go to worship Durga, at that time you come and you kidnap me. And then the 6th thing which she says is very important. That is every one of us we should learn. She says, "Krishna, if you don't come, I will not marry Shishupal. I will do tapasya for 100 lives, but I will not marry Shishupal." That is a conviction a spiritualist should have. I want to develop that connection with the Lord. I want to make my life successful. I don't mind going through all the hard struggles. Anyone remembers the first thing? Choice. Second? Third? Fourth? Fifth? Connection. 6th is conviction. And then she says, if you don't come, I will do tapasya. This conviction, attracts mercy of the Lord. So we have to develop conviction in these 3 things. As practitioners of spiritual life, learn to develop conviction in these 3 things: chanting, association, and reading scriptures. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki Jai. When you feel sleepy, still you chant. When you had late nights, many times devotees, they sit in circle and chant. How many of you have experience of sitting in circles and chanting? And just imagine if some devotee is sleeping and you wake him up. Oh, I saw the expression which, kya? Ut ke aisa expression he gives as if, I was in samadhi, You disturbed me. Whatever it may be, we should be convinced about this. Convinced about the power of association. Association is really amazing. This is a very wonderful video clip which describes association.
On the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were
So that is the power of association. We don't realize how powerful it is. But when we are with association, in association, we think, oh, वही तो है, अकेले करो या साथ में करो, एक ही बात है. Come in association. Chant together. Take prasad together. So Lord Krishna, I'll just quickly summarize few more things. Now Krishna, he read the letter. Immediately, he is not saying, आज मूड नहीं हो रहा है, बाद में जाएंगे. Immediately he tells Daruka, please come, we have to quickly go. Overnight, from Dwarka to Kundinpur, it's a long distance. Within few hours, Krishna reaches Dwarka, Kundinpur. On the other side, the seventh thing is happening. Rukmini is thinking, आएंगे कि नहीं? मोबाइल नहीं था ना? आ रहे हैं ना? हाँ, आ रहा हूँ मैं. She is concerned whether he'll come or not. But she had faith. She waited. Pata nahi Krishna will come or not. She started blaming everybody. She started saying, it seems Lord Shiva is not happy with me. It seems Durga Devi is not pleased with me. Or why Krishna will accept me? I am such a small, insignificant lady. Pata nahi aayenge ki nahi. That's how our mind keeps troubling us. Magnifying the problems, imagining the pleasure, neglects any opportunity and denies the reality. I'll just skip this video, Okay, I'll skip some of the things. Okay. So now, Rukmini Devi is very anxious. Tomorrow is marriage. Raat ho gayi hai. Krishna tests somebody till the end. Krishna didn't leave Rukmini. Don't think humko chhod denge. If we are on this path of spiritual life, if we want to develop connection with Radha Gopinath ji, we should be ready to go through tension, anxiety. Having faith, he will come for sure. So Rukmini Devi, she is really anxious. 2 hours are remaining for the morning that Brahman returns. Krishna has reached now Kundinpur. Brahman returns and he tells Rukmini, Krishna has come. And Rukmini, she feels really very nice. She's composed. So we need devotees to calm down us. Akele nahi hota hai. We need somebody to tell us, ho jayega, chinta mat kar. You will do it. Don't worry. You will get mercy of the Lord. Don't worry. That is the 8th thing. And the 9th thing is certainty. For sure, Krishna will come for every one of us. That is the rescue mission which Krishna accomplished for Rukmini Devi, and he will do for every one of us also. That is the assurance which Krishna is giving through this wonderful story of Rukmini Haran. So with this, I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining, and we would like to thank Gaur Vilas Prabhu for very, very inspiring session and rescuing the souls from this material world. So very, very thankful. Let us thank Prabhuji by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! We are also very, very thankful to our special guest for coming and encouraging us. We would also like to thank the preachers, those who were instrumental, and all the boys who helped us in making this Prerana festival success. So for morning subjugating seva, we had the students from Satyanand Prabhu, Sachisucharan Prabhu, Uddhav Priya Das. And for evening services, we had the devotees from group of Haribolanand Prabhu, Leela Shuk Prabhu, and Venu Gopal Prabhu. So let us thanks for making this Prerana festival a very successful by loudly chanting 3 times. Haribol! 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 So our next Prerana festival is on 20th September. So all of you are very, very invited for that. We would also like to invite all the devotees who are coming for the first time. Can they raise their hands? The devotees who have come here for the first. Can you stand on your places respectively? Hare Krishna. So on the behalf of ISKCON Youth Services, we would like to welcome all these new devotees, and we have a very special gift for all of them outside the Bhaktivedanta hall. So all of you with your green coupon, you can collect that gift also. So let us welcome them to our Radha Gopinath temple and IYS by loudly chanting 3 times, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So also we have wonderful announcement that tomorrow we have a very famous singer, Kirtaniya from London, Radhika Das, who is very, very popular on so many social media channel. So he is coming for Kirtan from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So we would like to invite all of you to attend his special Kirtan tomorrow. And we also have a new course, Gita Essentials, which is starting. So all of you can sit down, all the new boys can sit down, please. So this Gita Essential course is a 6-session course, especially designed for new devotees to help them understand Bhagavad Gita. So all of you can register on respective groups of ISKCON Youth Services. We have mentioned about this group. So you can join this course, and it is on weekend 7:30 p.m. Hare Krishna. So now we will have Kirtan, and before that we will have question and answers. So those devotees who would like to ask any questions, they are most welcome. Yes, Prabhu.
नमस्ते.
हरे कृष्णा, बोलिए.
आपल्या धर्मामध्ये कृष्ण हे झाले, म्हणजे प्रेमाला एवढं महत्त्व आहे. आता एक्झाम्पल कृष्णानं राधा कृष्ण आपण म्हणतो.
हिंदी में पूछ सकते हैं, so that maximum people will understand. थोड़ा हिंदी या इंग्लिश?
हिंदी मध्ये बोलते.
हाँ, हिंदी में.
हमारे धर्म में मतलब प्रेम का इतना मतलब मुझे इतना सारा इम्पोर्टेंस है. और कृष्णा ने भी दिखाया कि मतलब हम राधा कृष्ण ही कहते हैं. और प्रेम के वास्ते कृष्णा ने रुक्मिणी का हरण किया. लेकिन हमारे समाज में हम हिंदू होकर क्यों गलत समझते हैं कि बाबा एक लड़का लड़की को भगा के ले जाता है. कृष्णा ने तो वही किया. मतलब हम इसे गलत समझते हैं. मतलब और इसे हम इरिलीजियस एक्टिविटी समझते हैं. और समाज भी, हिंदू समाज उसे गलत समझता है और उस लड़के को मार देता है, लड़कियों को मार देता है. और मतलब हम हमारे जो सबसे सुप्रीम लॉर्ड है हमारे श्री कृष्णा, उसको ही फॉलो नहीं करते. मतलब हम सही मायने में हिंदू नहीं है.
ताली बजाओ जोर से.
ओके, थैंक यू. और ये प्रॉब्लम अब मतलब हम सब युवा है और हम फेस करनी ही होगी. प्लीज.
Thank you. So there are 2 things, अनुसरण और अनुकरण. So anusaran means following the instructions. Anukaran means imitating the great personalities. When we imitate great personalities, there is a risk. They can do anything, they can get away with that. They will never get, contaminated by that action. Whatever they may do, just like I gave the example, Krishna stealing butter, Krishna dancing with other men's wives, Krishna running away from battlefield. Nobody criticizes Krishna for that. But if we start doing it, Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki jai. If we start doing it, then there will be a problem, because Krishna has set some rules and regulations for the common society, general mass of people. That is given in Bhagavad Gita. That is given in the Vedas. So it is recommended for common people to follow what Krishna has spoken, rather than imitating what Krishna has done. That is the safest path. Ishwaranam vachas satyam na tathaiva charitam kvachit tejiyasam na doshaye. This verse comes in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Ishwaranam vachah satyam. always follow the words of Krishna and the devotees of Krishna. Na tathaiva acharitam. If their actions and their instructions, they don't match. कृष्णा किसके लिए आए? धर्म स्थापना के लिए. और क्या कर रहे हैं? रनिंग अवे विद अदर मैन्स वाइफ और किडनैपिंग समबडी. तो क्या करें भाई? फॉलो द इंस्ट्रक्शंस. डोंट इमिटेट. Because tejiyasham na doshayed, you can't find faults in great personality. Just like sun can evaporate water from stool and urine also. And the wife of Surya never says, "Aaj baas aa raha hai bahut." The sun is always pure. The fire is always pure. So Krishna is always pure, whatever he does. When we come in touch with Krishna, we get purified, provided we follow the instructions of Krishna. So that there is a peace in the society, there is a regulation in the society. Otherwise, if everybody says, मेरे भगवान कृष्ण हैं, क्यों? कृष्ण की 16,000 थी, मेरी 16 तो हो ही सकती. That will create chaos in the society. There are some things Krishna did to prove his supremacy. That if you do it, you will be destroyed. You know, if the owner of Reliance company, he comes to the factory and there is a designated area where you park the car. And if he parks his car in a different place, उसको थोड़ी ना फाइन मारेगा. सर आपने इधर पार्क नहीं किया है, फाइन भरना पड़ेगा. His car, Baba, his factory. He can do anything. He will not be charged for it. Similarly, Krishna has made rules. So when we follow the rules, we stay peaceful and the society is in, proper shape. Okay? So that is important. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Yeah, एक वहाँ पे question है.
काफी पीछे. वहाँ पे. आवाज नहीं जाएगा ना.
Hare Krishna, Dandavad Pranam Prabhu. A very nice lecture, thank you. My question is, you are saying while we are practicing devotion, devotees seek reassurance. So if we are sincerely doing our devotion, so how we get those signals of reassurance that God is pleasing with us or God is sincerely looking our efforts? How we come to know that?
Yes, thank you. Nice question. How do we understand Krishna देख रहे हैं? चल रहा है अपना गाड़ी यहाँ, कृष्णा बोले कि हाँ चल रहा है भाई, चलता रहे तू. How will I understand? First, read scriptures and find out what Krishna is telling about the process of spiritual life. What we should expect. Okay, if you do this, you will go a little ahead. And if you don't follow this, it will be difficult for you. If I am doing this, okay, I am assured that I am on the right path. Next, ask some senior devotees who are looking at you, who are supervising you. They will, if they give assurance, okay, you are doing good, Prabhu, you are doing nicely in the path of bhakti, that means it is sure that Krishna is also pleased. Because when the devotee of the Lord is pleased by our actions, that is a sure short way of pleasing the Lord. Because we can't please the Lord directly. If we are pleasing the devotees, Krishna says, if you are my devotee, you are not my devotee. Ye me bhakta jana partha, na me bhaktashte jana. If somebody says, मैं तो कृष्ण का devotee हूँ, Krishna says, no, he is not my devotee, then who is my devotee? Mad bhakta naam chaye bhakta. Those who are devotees of my devotees. They are my devotees. So if we are pleasing devotees, then we are on the right path. If we are reading scriptures, if we are chanting regularly, we are on the right path. They are the assurances, which Krishna is giving, so that we can continue on this path of spiritual life steadily. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So we have one more question.
Okay, one last question. Yeah. Very good.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the beautiful pearls of wisdom that you have given us. I had one small question. Like, a person said to Prabhupada that he felt he had transcended lust. But Prabhupada said that please consult a doctor. So sometimes these thoughts come in our mind, whether lust or any other problems like anger or any other things we have. Like, the contemplation brings conviction that we have transcended it. Then conviction brings a bit of concern that whether yes or whether no. After committing the act, we are sure that we have certainty that we haven't overcome lust or any other thing. So how do we tackle this thing?
Whenever we are disturbed by our lower nature, focus on doing the basic activities of spiritual life. Are we doing our basic things regularly? Are we chanting attentively? Are we praying to the Lord regularly? Are we taking guidance of the devotees regularly? And we should not expect that these things will go overnight. It is a long journey. We have to be patient. We have to be patient with ourselves. Otherwise, if we become impatient, it will not help anyone. We'll be frustrated, we'll be disturbed, and we'll trouble others also. So it is very important to have patience in spiritual practice. Utsaha, Nishchay, and Dhairya. Dhairya is very important. Be patient with yourself. Don't expect too much out of your practice. कि मतलब यार कृष्ण के दर्शन नहीं हो रहे हैं, पूरे एक हफ्ते से चैंटिंग कर रहा हूँ, चाहे एक हफ्ता हो या एक साल हो या 10 साल हो या 20 years, 30 years maybe. Be patient with yourself. Allow Krishna to work on you. Don't be impatient. Krishna is working on us, and if we think अब नहीं करना है, I am going, Krishna will say बीच में जा रहा है. I was working on him nicely and he is leaving me. So be patient with yourself and give time to Krishna to work on you. And these lower natures, they take a long time to go. Okay, just keep on doing it. Just like if somebody is swimming, after swimming for 5 kilometers, still the ocean is big and he thinks, डूब जाऊंगा तो. What he has to do? Continue swimming. Don't give up the confidence. डूब जाऊंगा तो. What we have to do is just keep doing the same thing which you have brought here. यहाँ तक आ गए ना अभी, आगे भी हो जाएगा. Have that confidence, have that faith. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Very, very thankful to Gaur Vilas Prabhu for answering.
Sir, may I? You would like to?
Quickly, very fast.
Sir, sorry for interruption. You are leaving. And thank you for this golden
I am here
opportunity.
only. I am not leaving. बोलिए.
Thank you for this golden opportunity. Sir, why do always a good person suffers? Man, he do good deeds, he help others, he pray to God, but ultimately he suffers a lot than others who just think bad about others. Ultimately we suffer.
Why do bad things happen to good people? One line answer and 1 hour answer. दोनों भी है इसका. One line answer is because we have done something in the past. Every action has equal and opposite. We may not remember it now, what we did 10 years back. It will come for sure. Similarly, there are some reactions which come after lifetimes. There are some immediate reactions. If you slap somebody, how long it will take for reaction to come? Seconds. So some reactions, they come immediately. If we eat a heavy dinner at night, ऐसा मसाला वाला तीखा तीखा खाया तो next morning क्या होता है? संसार दावा नला. It took few hours. If somebody gets infected with TB, it may take few weeks to develop the reaction. If somebody gets HIV, it may take few years. If somebody is smoking, it may take few decades to develop cancer. Similarly, there are some reactions which come after lifetimes. So when we are seeing somebody enjoying, although he's doing wrong, we should understand he has done something good in the past. Now he is reaping the good results of it. And if somebody is doing all good things, still he is suffering. मतलब कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. पिछले जन्म का कुछ आ रहा है. So the detailed answer can be given separately. These are some of the things. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So now we have dancing kirtan and we have famous Rishikesh Anand Prabhu with us, who is. So we'll have kirtan. So I request all of you to make small circles and happily dance.